All right, guys, so today I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why you are not gonna go out for street food on a Monday. One, Mondays is kind of like Thailand Sunday in the fact that a lot of places are closed. Number 2, we are coming into rainy season, so there is a good chance if you're visiting Bangkok for the next few months, you might get rained off for a few of those days. So you're gonna want somewhere you can go and eat some traditional Thai food. Now, most of you are going to head to Icon Siam, you might head to Terminal 21, you might head to Siam Paragon. But I'm here to tell you, especially if you're staying on the west side of the river, absolutely no need. Today, I'm going to give you 2 lesser known food courts that in my opinion are as good or outperform the other big hitters in Bangkok. And I've got someone inside waiting for me to help me eat. So let's go. So you don't even have to come into the shopping mall proper to come down to this food court. There's direct access via an escalator outside. So you just come down, turn right past McDonald's, ignore that, ignore Moss Burger and all that stuff, straight into the food court. There is a card counter. So for any of you visiting from outside of Thailand, you don't have a Thai bank, you need to get yourself a card, put some money on it. If you don't spend the money, you can get a refund. Once you have your card with your money on, now the fun starts and you have to try and choose what you're gonna eat, which for me is always a massive problem. All right, guys, so before we start, before I pick anything, I'll take you on a little walk around and show you exactly what they've got, because they've got some really famous restaurants here. We've got Kiang Empire, which is a really famous Radna and Pad See Ew shop. We've got a really famous Kua Gai shop, which are stir-fried noodles. We've got Gao Duck Noodles, which is a famous duck noodle shop, stewed duck noodle shop in Onnut. Another really famous pork rib soup shop. We've got Michelin recommended restaurants everywhere. They got Thai desserts, Khao Kar, we've got some Khao Man Gai. So as I said, there's these sort of shops that aren't super famous in Bangkok. There's some really super famous ones from around Bangkok. There's ones that are just famous for being in this food court, a la Y2K Khao Tom, which is one of the most popular in here. There's always a queue of about 30 people in the queue for that Khao Tom shop. So I might give that a miss because I just went to a Khao Tom shop in the last video and I don't really want to queue up. But I will find us something else delicious so we can smash Joe at our little competition. We've literally got the lot here. As you'd expect from a modern food court in Bangkok, they have every single dish you could think of, including, of course, mango sticky rice. They've also got a drink bar where you can get soya milk, different kinds of drinks. All right, so what we're gonna do, guys, for you today, because this is Joe's last video with me for a while, unless I get him to move to Bangkok, which doesn't look
or
like
he comes to Madeira.
So what we're going to do something a little bit different. Joe's going to pick 2 dishes, I'm going to pick 2 dishes, and then we're going to meet back and see who picked the better dishes for you.
Oh, are we? It's competition now,
Sound
is it?
good?
Let's do it.
It's always a competition, Joe, healthy. Let's go. Go on, go on. That way, you're going that way. Always following me. All right, so I'm going to go for something a little bit different. I'm going to go for a Lao restaurant, Luang Prabang, because I know the name of this restaurant from Luang Prabang. Whether it's actually the same restaurant or not, I'm not sure. I will ask her in a sec. But they have Luang Prabang style Tam Mak Hung, or in other words, Lao style Som Tam. Let's go. So we got all the sauces and the pala or the pate, chilies, dried shrimp. So we got dried and fresh chilies going in. Some shrimp paste, some kapi. A little sugar, some garlic. Little bit of that funky stuff going on. So this is the pala or the padek. So we've got 2 types of fermentation going on here. We've got the fermented shrimp paste and we've got the fermented fish paste. In with those lovely bits of raw unripe papaya, a little bit of cabbage, some kak more, khanom tin, rice noodles, some pork rind. All right, look at this, guys. Proper. Cup. Right, and this, my friend, that is right up Joe's soy. Right, it's a good first choice by Joseph. He's gone for the Pad See Ew at Kiang Empire, which is like a Thai franchise, but super, super legit. So I'm very, very pleased with this choice.
Right, we're ready.
ผัดซีอิ๊วก็ได้เอาเส้นน้อยนะเส้นใหญ่เส้นหมี่กับเส้นใหญ่ใช่ปะ
A little bit of. It's a rich dish, so we want a bit of acidity on there. Some of those green chilies.
ทีละคนนะคะ
I know Gary likes it with a bit of acidity.
ด้านบนสุดเลย
And Gary and I like it salty, so a little bit of fish sauce as well. And guys, these are set at every stall, so don't forget to add it on before you go. That, I must admit, it's amazing. This one, that's you.
Yeah, good choice there, Joseph. Bosh. All right, Joe's picked his two. He wouldn't let me see the second one, so I don't know what it is, but whatever. Right, so now we need to pick something. I am tempted to get this khao tom, and I'm sure the queue's going to go relatively quickly, but there's like 12 people in the queue. Ah, Kun O, Vietnamese rice noodles. Kun O is down at Wang Lang, I think. This could be ours. This could be the one. Right, so you can pick with or without noodles, so you can have it gao lao or with Vietnamese noodles. And seeing Joe's going to Vietnam in a couple of days, I think I'll go with Vietnam. Noodles. All right, so these are the noodles, guys. These are the tapioca and rice flour noodles, kind of like banh can in Vietnam or khao piak sen in Laos. We've got some homemade meatballs. Nice bit of chili vinegar, roasted chilies, sugar, which we won't be using, eggs they're going to crack in. พี่ครับข้อกล้วยจับใส่ไข่ครับ
ทานนี่ใช่ไหม
ท่านี้ครับ
ใส่เก่งนะเนี่ยใส่เก่งนะ
อ๋อขอบคุณครับ
ประเทศไทยนานยัง
ประมาณ8 ปีแล้วนะ เอาครับ ประมาณ8 ปีนะ
เข้าพูดไปได้ได้ยินอยู่เจ๊พูดอะไรเมื่อกี้เนี่ย
หมูหยอ
เจ๊พูดอะไรเมื่อกี้เลยว่าเขาได้ยินแน่นอน
All right, she wasn't too sure about the big camera in her face at the start, but I've won her over with a little bit of pigeon Thai. ครับ
ยูทูบเบอร์ใช่ไหม
YouTuber อังกฤษ
เขาลงยูทูบในประเทศไทยเขาก็ทั่วแหละทิกตอกใช่ไหม
TikTok ไม่ชอบนะ
ทิกตอกไม่ชอบ
ชอบ
อินสตาแกรมเหรอ
นี่ครับ
ที่ประเทศคนดูเยอะไหมที่ประเทศคุณคนดูเยอะไหม
คนไทยนะ
หรอ
คนไทยเยอะมาก
ดูก็ดูนี่ค่ะ
ครับ
คนไทยดูคนไทยไม่ได้ไปทำ
คนอเมริกัน คนอังกฤษคนออสเตรเลียเยอรมนี So she's cracked that egg in now. We're not going to be able to eat these for about 20 minutes. She's left that egg nice and runny for me. I'm going to crack it. เอาครับ ใส่ผักด้วย เอาหอมเจียวเยอะๆนะคะครับชอบมาก
เยอะน้ำมันเยอะ
ครับ You're going to get fat if you eat too much, she said. Too many onions. ขอบคุณนะครับ Look at that, guys. Yeah, mix it up, that's it. Right, Joe's about to call Joe over to smash the egg up for me before it gets overcooked, but I'll explain that in a sec. All right, we're going to go vinegar, because I know Joe likes a little bit of vinegar. And we're going to get a nice spoonful of this dried chili. Go on. Bush. กดไลค์หรือยังครับ
เราจะกดไลค์แล้วเนี่ย
ครับ
ให้กี่คะแนน
ขอบคุณครับ ครับ
Okay, dishes are in. Did you go wild in the aisles?
I did go wild in the aisles.
That's a supermarket sweep joke, by the
Supermarket
way.
sweep joke. I don't know if any of you English.
Can you tell me why you chose these two dishes and what they are? What's in them?
I will. I was going to say let me eat first, but I'll tell you. But I picked these because I was thinking about you, right? And I wanted you to have the best possible experience today, whereas you just thought about yourself and got what you wanted. Right. Well, look. usually when you come to these food courts, right, it's all pretty much the same. Yeah, you're going to get
Correct.
exactly the same dishes. They're all good, but you're always going to get pad see, you're always going to get khao kham more. So if I'm on the lookout for something a little bit different, when I see the Luang Prabang salad, and it's the same name as a restaurant in Luang Prabang, I don't even know. I didn't think she knew what was going on really, so I didn't ask her if it's the same. But the fact that it's Lao,
Yeah.
I thought was a little bit different.
What's in it, by the way?
This is a papaya salad, so it's just like your standard Lao style papaya salad, but it's also got shrimp paste in, and it's got the
padek.
pala or fermented fish in Lao.
Okay.
Now another dish, which here they call Vietnamese noodles.
Okay.
Now this is actually from a famous restaurant near Wan Lang Market called Kun O, which I filmed at years ago. So I know they're good quality. Plus the fact you're going to Vietnam in a couple of days. But although they call them Vietnamese noodles, you don't really find these in Vietnam. So the closest dish to this in Vietnam is banh can, which must have been the original version of this. But this in Lao is called khao piak sen. Khao piak sen, so wet noodles, basically.
Okay. So, you're right, I talked about myself.
So I've transported you to Luang Prabang, basically, because I used to eat these on the Mekong River, and I've got you a nice salad. You've just got me some dishes I eat every day in Bangkok.
Yeah, I went with pad see ew, but to be fair, what I did was try and find two places which are famous that are in this shopping mall food court. So I've gone with pad see ew, stir-fried, flat noodles. The reason I went with this one is because I saw her making them over a high heat in a wok, and I thought they may get some of that flavour, not over charcoal, not over fire, but or propane, but they might get some of that flavour that you get in pad see ew. So that was my hope. The other one was the khao camel, and if I'm honest, so stewed pork leg. If I'm honest, I saw the egg, and the egg just looked insane.
You couldn't walk past that, could you? And not,
yeah, exactly.
Like the gumminess, you saw it, but...
Anyway, should we start with, what should we start with? This is cold, so let's start with one of yours.
We'll start with the noodles, because they're gonna, well, usually noodles would overcook, but because this is, because these are tapioca and rice flour, they don't actually ever overcook. You can cook these for 4 hours, they just stay the same consistency. But the egg will cook. And I just, you have a nice taste of Vietnam before you go there.
All right.
So these I like because, I know you heard me ask for extra fried onions.
Oh yeah.
Because I love the way that, like the French onion, it tastes kind of like French onion soupy when that onion flavour sort of permeates through the soup. It's
thick and sticky. I didn't expect it actually to be that thick and that sticky.
What you should do when you're in Vietnam, in Saigon, is go and get some banh can. Yeah, and then you can compare the two. I know a really good crab and fish one.
Oh. Yeah, they're good. Actually, the thickness reminds me a little bit of radna.
Yeah.
But, well, and the savoury flavour coming through reminds me a bit of radna.
So the thickness here comes from the starch on the noodles. So they're going to usually cook the noodles in separate water.
Okay.
But then add some of that starch water back in.
Okay.
Where it's rice and tapioca, that's why it's got the radna flavour, because they often use tapioca flour or rice flour, right, with radna, so that's why it's got that kind of feel to it.
That Vietnamese sausage, peppery,
really good,
meaty, love it. You know what this is for me? The thing is, maybe because I've not had that dish in Vietnam, but for me, even the little balls are alright.
Yeah, they're homemade, that's why.
But for me, this is pure comfort food.
Comfort food 101, isn't it?
Yeah, pure comfort food.
So can you imagine in Laos on the Mekong River, but in cool season, so it is actually quite cold, you're wearing a jumper, you get out, have a bowl of this, it's steaming.
Yeah. Oh, and the egg, when we broke it up and stirred it through, it just added so much, the colour changed and now so much richness through that sauce.
Good start?
Good start, I like it. Out of 10? Be honest.
6?
Yeah, 6.5, which I think...
6, 7, but
hold on. Let's reset that because I think it's unfair. Score out of 10 for a shopping mall.
Yeah.
Not compared to street food.
No, but also, this dish will always be a 6 out of 10. Okay. Do you understand? Like, wherever you go, if you get under a 6, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
But it is what it's pure comfort food. It's not got any crazy flavours going on. It tastes almost like a European soup with noodles, right?
Yeah, and actually maybe that's good for you guys who are here for the first time.
Yeah.
I would say. Good starting point.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's move on. Let's go with the pad see ew because it's been sat here a while. So, pad see ew, famous in Radna shops, best place to get them.
Oh, best place to get it by a mile. But do you know what? Saying that, it's like fried rice. I don't think I've ever had a bad pad see ew, really. Not a really bad one,
That's
right?
true.
No matter where you go.
For me, it's all about the depth of that flavour into the noodles from the wok.
Oh. Do you know what? This is one of the unsung heroes of noodles worldwide. But how is this not more famous than chow mein?
That it genuinely, it's one of my favourite noodle dishes for a start.
Better than ho fun as well. Hor fun. That is, I could eat that every day, all day, every day. And actually, leaving it almost makes it go like more stodgy and like comforting. Do you know what I mean?
Do you get the flavour of the wok
Yeah,
on some of those pieces? I get the wok flavour in that, so good spot there.
The pork's really well marinated, so it's almost brine, so it's nice and soft.
Big chunks of pork. It was 70 baht. Pretty good for the size.
Pretty good, mate. And do you know what? I love the little bit of fish sauce you put on the top, because it's taken away the sweetness of the dark soy sauce completely.
So this is a dangerous one. We're eating a lot today, but I can just, as you can see, I can just
I'm not gonna
go
stop with
through
these.
these. Look at it.
This is a great dish for kids as well. This is my son. My son's 5. This is his new favourite dish. He'll eat all the greens, all the Chinese kale, Chinese broccoli, whatever you want to call it, gailan. And
It's not spicy,
it's not spicy unless you
so
make
good
it
for those
spicy.
who don't like spice.
Yeah.
But what it is packed with flavour. Yeah, that's a great one.
That's top 5 I've ever had.
Really?
So good. But
I'm going to give that, genuinely, I'm going to give that 8.5.
I'm going to go higher. That's a 9.
Is
I'm
it?
so hungry as well. Like, it's got so much flavour. Compared to that, this is what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
But this is like,
This is a good version. We're in a shopping mall. This is a good, very, very good version of pad see ew.
But as I said, when you were getting it, when I snuck up on you, that's a really famous shop. But my 3 favourite Radnars and 3 favourite pad see ews are all from branches of that shop.
Okay.
But even though it's a franchise, it's not like McDonald's or one of these Mossburger and this other rubbish you got here. They're all different, like, slightly, you know.
All right. So I'm going to
Get
take
that out of my
that.
face.
I'm going to take that as 1-0 Joe.
Yeah, 1-0 Joe.
Back to yours. Your second dish, Lao
Hey,
style.
look, mate, it's not a competition anyway. You might be winning. It's not a competition.
He's changed. Lao style papaya salad. The thing I noticed straight away is the papaya is different. Interesting that it comes with some noodles on the side.
Yeah, so we've got some fermented rice noodles, some
Yeah.
kanam jin. We've also got some crispy, crunchy pork skin.
Yeah, that looks great. Look at that. What I mean, you can just see the ribbons of papaya.
I mean, she did ask me, I said, does it come with panek? And
Which
she was
is
like,
fish-
do
fermented
you want it
fish
in
sauce.
there? And I was like, yeah. And then she showed me the ladle. I was like, a little bit less.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try a bit of everything. There's a lot of chili. You went spicy.
No, that's top. Oh. I actually think, even though it's double fermented, because you've got shrimp paste in there as well, that actually takes away some of the almost like cheesiness of the panek. Super salty, there's hardly any sugar in there.
I love this dish because I actually haven't had a Lao version. No, I have.
Sorry.
I have with you.
Yeah, but they didn't slice them.
Yeah, correct. But what I love about papaya salad, it's so vibrant.
Yeah.
It's spicy, it's fresh, it's crunchy. With here, you've got the softness of the noodles, but just finishing it, chasing it with that crispy pork skin is so good. But the flavour, I love the flavour from the fermented fish sauce and the shrimp. I love it.
I also really like the raw globe aubergine sliced up for an extra bit of crunch. Like,
And bitterness.
texturally and bitterness. Texturally though, everyone's had a som tam. I'm sure all of you have had a papaya salad, spicy or not, but just because of the way that they've sliced the papaya, it gives
different.
it almost tastes like you're eating a completely different salad.
Yeah.
Because texturally it's completely different,
Yeah.
right?
And if you are eating that fermented fish sauce, Palau, in here you know it's going to be pasteurized, you know it's going to be safe. On the street you're not sure. So again, for the food court, in terms of food hygiene, probably safer trying it in here for the first time.
Do you know what? I'm going to completely change my channel. No more street food, just food courts. Let me know in the comments below. Out of 10?
7.5.
Oh! Mugged me off.
No. It's very good. It's not the best somtam I've ever had, but as a somtam in a street food court, all right, an 8.
8, done.
Yeah, for a street food court, it's the best I've had in a street food. court. Shopping mall food court.
So you've given me 6.5 and 8, 14.5. I've given you a 9.
All right.
All right.
Stewed pork leg. As I say, for that egg, for that stewed pork though, because the stewed pork did look very moist.
It's so spicy.
It is spicy. Actually, when you drink water, it makes it worse, doesn't it? I got us some green chilies on the side.
Thank you, mate.
So, let's see what this one's like. It's very simple. It's pork, it's rice, and egg. I'm gonna get a little bit of that egg. Can't not get some of that egg.
So you've got, this has got to be more than a 4.5 for you to beat me, yeah? 5.5. 3. 2.5. The egg's exceptional.
Try the skin. Yeah, that skin is...
Perfect. You know what I do like about this? And I'll tell you why.
Not much if it's a 3.
All joking aside, do you know why I'm going to rate this highly? I'm going to rate this very highly because all through my time in Bangkok, this was the first dish that I got obsessed with, right?
Okay.
Just eat it 3 times a week, right? But there was never a shop that did the eggs like this, the kai yang matum, I think you call it, and had kale,
Okay.
and had pak dong, the pickled vegetable, right?
Yeah.
This has got all 3. So usually I would find one that had kale, but then had a hard, overcooked egg. Or I'd find one with the egg, but would only have the pak dong.
Yeah.
Not all 3. So
They're doing it right.
they're doing it very right for me personally.
What I would say is, in shopping malls, what you find is, whilst it sits there bubbling away in that cauldron, it does dry out a little bit. And they look good when they start slicing it, but when you eat it, it doesn't quite melt in your mouth. Like, one of my favourites in the shopping mall food court is in Icon Siam. And that one, it looks great, it tastes great, but it is a touch on the drier side, even though it is good for what it is. This one is so moist, so succulent, it just melts in your mouth.
It's really, really good, and I'm being hypercritical here, right? When I have khao khao more, I prefer it to be like more just pure soy sauce driven. This has got a lot of the cinnamon and the star anise and the Chinese spice. So it tastes quite sweet, even though it's not necessarily sweet. But that is being like, that is coming. I'm only saying that because I've probably eaten this in 200 different places. That's why I can be that picky. But I'm still giving it a 7.5.
Oh! So,
just for the egg.
Just for the egg.
It's soft, it's great, but just my personal preference is to have it more like just without those spices. I'll give it an 8.
I like those spices. I think it makes it quite interesting, and you do have the chili vinegar to pour on top to kind of take that away, but because those spices are very powerful, they do come through. I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm being hypercritical.
Yeah,
there's
because
absolutely
he's
nothing
being
wrong.
hypercritical because he's losing. But I'm going to give it an 8. So I guess I win since you made it a competition. But 4 great dishes, I could sit here happily for my lunch and eat all 4 of them.
Oh, easy.
And we're in a shopping mall, which is crazy as well.
Madness.
Prices are great, but the only tourists in here. And what I said in my video is like, when you come to ones like this, we get a seat.
Yeah.
It was easy. People are friendly. Food is great. Prices are good.
There's absolutely no way in the current climate that I would go past this shopping mall to go to Icon Siam and eat.
And how far away is it? 5 minutes from 10 minutes from Icon Siam?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And like a lot of you are going to be, I've noticed a lot more people are staying over this way. You got Tadak Blue nearby. Wutakad is somewhere that's got loads of condos if you're staying Airbnb. So you guys, instead of having to go down into Icon Siam or even further into town, this and our next stop are going to be 2 to stick on your list.
Correct. Well, my favourite dish was the pad see ew.
Yeah, I think pad see ew was my favourite as well, by a mile.
So I'm going to have one more mouthful of that.
Yeah, I also like the somtam as well.
These are the 2. Somtam and the pad see ew are the best.
I reckon, Joe, that we go upstairs to fitness first, get a little session in before our next stop, because I don't know how we're going to eat 4 more dishes after this.
Let's do it.
All right, so again, if you don't have a Thai bank account, you'll be stopping here to get your cash card. And just like at Tha Phra and everywhere else you're going to go, you can, obviously, if you don't spend the money, you just bring it back to give you your money back, whatever you don't spend. All right, so this is the manager of Food Marche. So she's going to tell me where to eat, where's the good spots, where's the best food. But this is probably the best food court in the area, hands down. อร่อยที่สุดในกรุงเทพใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่
ใช่ครับ
Food Marche
Food Marche. So this is actually a brand new food court, again with some really, really famous restaurants from across Bangkok and across Thailand. The most famous one I'll show you in a minute. Well, it's not the most famous one, but to me it's the most interesting one that I've seen in a food court because I was shocked to see that here. They had a food court here before, they shut it down, they did it up, and now it's very airy, very bright. I think they've tried to do it like classic sort of 1950s, 1960s Bangkok. So you've got like the tiled floor, everything's in sort of green and cream. It's nice, it's very, very, as I said, bright, airy, comfortable. You've got sofas here as well as chairs, loads of tables. There seems to be more tables to sit at than Tha Phra, but that might just be the time of day. Oh look, we've just bumped into Joseph. Oh look what Joseph's got. Yep.
Did you order? Did you tell her we wanted one?
Right, Joe's accidentally ordered a hoi thod.
Yeah, and no footage. Brilliant.
Right, so Joe's ordered hoi thod from this shop. Again, we've got khao caramel with those really, really good eggs that we just had. Pad kapao. So this is becoming a very, very popular. Yak. So I was just saying, and this is actually getting really famous now. This is yak.
Okay.
Pad kapao. They actually had this in Tha Phra as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
get it.
I'll get that.
Get it. Joe's giving away secrets. Oh, ice cream and popcorns. If you're going to the cinema upstairs, Swadika. If you're going to the cinema upstairs, you can come down and get your popcorn here for 20 baht. We've got som tam, as you'd expect. Very, very good spicy sap salad. But obviously we just had som tam. And we've also got a tom yum. Kway teow tom yum. I'm quite surprised to see places like that, like Jet One, because that is like an institution on this side of Bangkok. So it's nice to see them getting into these food courts, not just the more established Bangkok places. Or more well-known, I should say. She's established. So we've got another 10 shops here as well. Right, and last but not least, Northern Thai Foods. We've got khao soi here, if anyone wants. I did get one last time I was here. It's a little bit on the sweet side for me. And it was a bit too spicy for Helen. So if you don't like sweet or spicy, I think you should probably give that a miss, but it was good enough. So again, you're just spoiled for choice here, guys. So much food in this food court. Perfect, as I said in the intro, for a Monday when there's a lot of places closed. Like a lot of these shops aren't open on Mondays, the actual shops. So you can come here, get whatever you need. It's clean, it's pretty quiet, apart from when we're on the camera vlogging. And yeah, it's just a decent food court in one of my favourite malls. This is actually, for me, one of the better malls in Bangkok. Food that makes you happy, yes it does. Okay, so this is why I come to this specific food court for pa kek curry rice. Right, so we've got a few to choose from here. So we've got fish cakes, we've got bamboo pad woon sen, which is glass noodles, tom kha gai. Fish, เนื้อ beef, แกงจุด โอเค เขียวหวาน green curry, กบ frog,
พะแนง
โอเคพะแนง
หมูป่า
หมูป่า okay, this is my favorite one. And ลูกชิ้นปลานะครับ โอเค แกงหมูป่า โอเค เอาแกงหมูป่านะครับ เอาครับ ครับ Right, we'll get a bit of pig nam pa, chili fish sauce, guys, on the side. Fine. Oh, it's gonna go. We'll find ourselves some of this here. Cha Thai โบราณ
แช่
จากกาแฟ Molan. Carb. And then we've got a raw egg, guys, so we can just shot that. Some kanon pang, and also some more kanon pang with sankaya, which is pandan baite custard. Alright, so if you want to come and grab this size for yourself, guys, looking at 35 baht, 35, definitely get the pandan one. Absolutely unbelievable, guys. Really, really good. They've got teas, as I said, they've got the good tea. We've got everything. Hom. Money. Right, soft boiled eggs. They got everything here, guys. Classic Chinese breakfast set. All right, so let's have a look at this, guys. So much chili.
Okay, food on the table, all 4 dishes. We'll do the same thing again. We'll go from one of each.
All right, mate.
I've showed them, but I didn't know what you ordered on the curries.
All right, so I've
can you just
ordered...
tell us? And why it's special, actually.
So it's special because there's a railway called Mae Klong railway station, and you would know that as Rom Hob Market, which means umbrella market, I think.
Okay.
It's the death market anyway. So basically it's the one where the train goes through and everyone takes... I'm sure you guys have seen it. And there's a really famous curry rice store there that none of the tourists go to, but it's really famous locally.
Okay.
So I was quite shocked to see it in a food court in Bangkok, right? So she's been there for 40 odd years. So,
okay, so we got 2.
So we've got 1 beef curry.
Nice.
Slow cooked beef, and then 1 wild boar curry. So this is wild boar with green peppercorns, loads of different herbs, some finger root, etc., etc. So
you know what I like. Okay, that's interesting. I've never seen that in a food court.
in a food court, right?
Right. Oh, we'll go for the same one. Let's go with the wild boar first.
It's like jungle-like.
Yes. Wow. Spicy.
Yeah, there's no coconut milk in it to dampen that spice down. You've got that, the finger root, which is quite medicinal.
Yeah.
You've got all the herbs.
What cab?
เวฟค่ะ
Ah,
ขอบคุณนะครับ
ขอบคุณมากครับ
ร้านอยู่ติดกับของหมื่นลี้นะคะ
โอเค
Cab. Thank you.
ทานแน่น่ะรู้ใช่ล่ะวันนั้นอ่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you.
thank you นะครับ
ช่วยรีวิวให้หน่อยได้ไหม
โอเค
ค่ะ
ครับ
โอเค
Cab.
ขอบคุณนะครับ
Look at that. This doesn't happen in other food courts. You just get brought over more food. That's because I'm with the roaming cook. Okay. Sorry, back to the curry. What I was going to say is, well, it's very spicy, it's very aromatic, it's very flavorful, but that's what I love about these curries. You can just see by looking at it, if I can show you, you can see it's going to be flavorful, but when you get these cow gangs, oh, he's struggling with the spice. You saw that, the roaming cook struggling with spice on camera.
I just had something in the back of my throat for about 10 minutes and I'm like,
Chulu. But they're so vibrant, and I just love you get to choose from 2 or 3.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with the beef.
โทษนะคะทำใส่จานนะคะ
ขอบคุณนะครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ
Cab. So friendly.
So friendly. They just brought us over this big Nutella crepe. Nutella and banana. Look at that, crispy as. Finley is going to love that. It was on the table, so she brought us over a plate. Very nice, very friendly.
Yep. Anyway, the beef, get a big chunk of that beef with some of that rice.
Wow. Coconut flavour explosion now. Really, really peppery.
Yeah, flavour of coconut. Beef in Thailand is chewy, but the more you chew, the more flavour you get. It's very good. Very, very good.
Oh, that is one of the better khao geng curry rice you're going to get in a food court.
I'm going to give that
I'm going to give that a 10.
9.
9.5.
It's great. All right, let's move to the hoi tod because, well, we kind of wanted to eat that warm, but it's not warm anymore. Now this one, you didn't see them cooking it, but cooking it on that hot plate, on that griddle plate. Now I've got the spice in the back of the throat. Seeing it like a spider's web, crisping up, and then her pulling it together into this shape.
Look at that, coming off like a pizza slice. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, so crispy. So thin, so crispy. There's like a web or a net.
Super light, super crispy.
And one of those oysters.
Beautiful fresh oysters. I mean, that is super, super, super crispy. It translates to deep fried crispy. So not just deep fried and extra crispy.
Yeah.
Then
And this
you got
was
that-
the extra
No.
crispy of the crispy one.
Then you just got that soft egg on top. Not a fan of that sriracha sauce you put on at all, but
I told you that.
for me, I could even put some of the pick naan pla on there, which I know isn't a classic Thai thing to do. So I'm sorry for all my viewers that don't like it.
Yeah, that. I love this dish. Again, its texture, crispy batter, smooth richness from the egg, and then those creamy oysters that just pop with a little bit of seafood flavour. 7.5, 8. Shopping centre.
Six for me, yeah, 6 for me, mate. Just because my favourite one.
Yeah, but you're comparing. I know what you're comparing it to because we've both eaten them. Shopping
No,
mall.
it's decent.
I don't know if I've had better in a shopping mall.
No, definitely. Like, they made it super crispy, really, really good. But the same as what I said with the, like when you gave the noodles in the last place.
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
It's not
It's
gonna
just
wow
for
you,
me.
yeah.
It's not like a massively wow dish unless it's absolutely incredible. And this is a very good version of a dish that I would only ever give an 8 anyway. So you could call it an 8 out of 10, because I'm only giving it a 6 out of 8. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair. We'll settle with 7 out of 10 total.
7 out
Yeah?
of 10.
All right, we'll go to my second one because your last one is sweet. Krapao, and I thought we had to do one that everyone is going to want to eat in Thailand.
Everyone's going to want to eat this, right?
Yeah.
And as I said, it's pretty famous now. These are everywhere now.
And krapao is just like the dish that, again, it's
You've
going
got
to be
some egg
it's
on
going to
there.
be a 6, 7 out of 10 no matter where you order it. It's just how good is it? You didn't see it, but when he was stir frying it, big flames were going up. You get that flavour in there.
Yeah, it's quite smoky. I like all the different types of chilies. So you got small chilies, you got like non-green chilies in there, you got red chilies, dried chili,
Yeah.
fresh chilies. Eggs cooked really well. Got to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what the random hot dog is on the side.
They do that in every food court now.
Oh, do they?
Everyone, every single one has those random hot dogs on the side.
I've got to be honest. The meat tastes a little bit like, I don't know if it's where the hot dog's been touching it, but it tastes a bit like hot doggy, like artificially smoky. You getting that?
Yeah, but I don't think it is.
Oh.
He was getting big flame into that.
Do you know
I know what you mean,
I've got a hot dog on my head now, so it's probably like messing with my taste buds.
but he was getting big flame on it. I didn't expect to see big flame like that.
No, the rice is decent, eggs cooked perfectly.
Yeah, and in all of these food courts, you're not going to go wrong if you order a krapao. That's
Oh,
kind of the point, right?
Definitely. And I think, to be honest with you, we're now on like, this is the 7th dish we've had. So like,
You're not excited.
my stomach is just telling me like, don't eat anymore. But
We have one more thing to eat.
it's tasty. It's tasty, so I'm keep going back to stuff. Like we just finished the whole khao geng pretty much. So I think if I ate that first, I'd be going, yeah, it's decent. Because it's like the 7th thing I've eaten now, I'm a bit like, I'm
The
still
thing is
eating
with
it.
the krapao,
I'm
yeah,
still
exactly.
eating it.
It's Moorish. You keep going back to it. All right.
Solid. Right, last one, guys.
All right, last one. Now, I didn't expect this. I sent you over for burloi, which is like a Thai dessert with these little sesame balls, and you've come back with toast, Thai tea, soft-boiled egg.
Well, the woman in front of me ordered about 65 bowls of it. So when 10 minutes had passed and he was still putting stuff in bags. So then I went to find my new friend,
Okay,
the manager, and she suggested I go here.
so we have toast, buttered toast, which is normally sweet bread anyway, and it comes with pandan custard.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that.
Oh no, I love it. I just didn't expect it.
Oh, can't go wrong with that.
It works.
It's salty, cheap, white buttered bread. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not cheap in Thailand, but it's like what we would call like cheap white bread in England,
Yeah.
right?
Bread is one thing Thailand doesn't do that well.
No.
But with this, it works.
But it's got the sankaya, which is the custard, but then also with some evaporated milk on top, so it's like all creamy.
If you don't know the flavour of pandan, it's a bit like vanilla, but it's very green, very thick, very creamy. Ooh. That I could do.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dish of the day.
Dish of the day.
That's an 11. I've won.
But it also comes with this, which is quite interesting. I thought these were just the condiments on the side, but we have Thai tea, a herbal tea, more toast, and I didn't realise this was also Thai. I've had this in Malaysia. It's a very, very, very soft egg, which you're meant to mix up and dip your toast in. Shall I go for it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a Chinese thing, right? So you have it anywhere where there's told you Chinese, I think, right?
Okay.
I could be wrong, but...
No, you're right.
I mean, I've brought you out. I've got you dippy eggs and dippy soldiers.
I love it though.
Can't go wrong with that, can you? Eggs and dippy soldiers.
And then wash it down with a bit of Thai tea.
And the bread's actually, because the butter, I think they might have even put salt on it as well.
Oh.
The bread's not that sweet because there's so much salty butter on top.
Wow, that is a creamy, rich Thai tea. I have not had Thai tea since I've been here actually. But that is a great combination. Thai tea, soft, well, like...
A lot of people just shot that. Straight down.
Soft egg.
In traditional coffee shops, you can just get an egg and shot it in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that is sweet, isn't it?
But that's a breakfast
Sweet
combo
and
there.
very Moorish. Look, I'm not going to do. Well, I won't. I'm not going to review this. This is going to be Finley's, and he'll do a little review on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram. I'll get this bread taken away as well, so we're not wasting any of this food. Joseph, it's emotional, mate. This is the last video for a while, isn't it?
Could be a while. It was a year last time.
So yeah, mate. Oh. Anyway, mate, it's been great. I'm sure you guys have loved having Joe on the channel. So if anyone's not subscribed to Joe yet, jump over and subscribe. And if it's Joe's channel and you're not subscribed to me, jump over and subscribe to me. What more do you want from us than 8 different dishes in 2 food courts in one day? Bosh. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Links with directions to both places in the description box below. That's about it from us, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's it. Done.
So we will see you in the next one.